moments, situations that happen every game. A lot of goals come off crosses and, outside set pieces and counters. It's probably, when you look at and dissect, goals and how they happen, that's top three ways that they happen. Train for it every week, talk about it every game, and it comes down to making plays in those moments, and we didn't. This further, for me, reinforces when you strip down a soccer game, what decides the result. Obviously, the better you play, the more positions you're in to create goals and score goals, which we did. It was 19 shots to 8, something like that. The better you play, the less positions the opponent's in to score. But ultimately, the result comes down to one thing, and that's the boxes and making plays. And they made one more play than us, even though we had twice as many chances. And so, really, that's just the reality of today. Both of those situations are situations that aren't unique. They're simple plays. And, obviously, good players for them made those plays, so you have to credit them. But one runner in the box in the first goal, we're there. All you got to do is pick them up. If we had it out, no one even remembers the play. And we had, a handful of the exact same play in the day, right? And so if we get the cross right and the run right and we score, then the whole result's different. So that's ultimately the only difference today is they made one more play in the boxes because we played better box-to-box than they did. We created more chances. Obviously, stats show that. But we made a couple mistakes in moments. And, the good news is when you look at the overall performance, we were better today. But we didn't get the result because we made some mistakes in around the boxes.
Do we know what Napoli's injury is?
I don't know yet.
With Dion and Lorenowitz, the Galaxy were obviously coming out looking to shut down central areas, which probably made matters worse after those first two goals. Do you think being a little bit thin on the wing right now contributed to the difficulty of sort of approaching that through the rest of the game?
No, because like I said, when you look at the flow of the game and you look at the trend of us getting in way more positions, even though they were up early, we got in way more positions than they did to create. They had 3 shots on goal, and they scored 2 goals. So we played well enough to win the game. And as a coach, I have to look at that, right? If I'm them, on the other side, I'm feeling good because I got 3 points, but I'm also feeling like, man, we didn't play that well, and ultimately we didn't create a ton, and yet you're happy because, Zardes pulls off a play and Keane pulls off a play, and a lot of times that's what it comes down to. But if I'm them, I'm thinking, how are we going to this week make sure we play a lot better? What I'm thinking is, how are we going to stop a couple more plays? Because, those are routine, and ultimately that's the only difference in the game. So, we created enough. We're in, positions. We got just as many, or more positions than they did, far more. And, ultimately the moments, one more moment, they won. That's it.
Do you think there was more urgency from them early in the game? Obviously, like you said, after that change.
Not at all. Not at all. That's something that, when you give up an early goal, people are saying you didn't start strong. Not the case. Rewatch it. We started strong. It's like any soccer game. We're sniffing their goal and, getting on the ball. They're sniffing ours. First 2 chances they got are goals. It has nothing to do with anything other than we got to do better to pick up the guy on the end of a cross. It's just that simple. It's hard for people to understand that because when you strip down a soccer game, it's a very, cruel in terms of moments, right? The example I always use is in basketball. How many times do guys get beat for baskets? Every play. Well, in soccer, you get beat in one moment, one play, you lose the game a lot of times. So, sometimes you don't make those plays. Sometimes good players make those plays. But, ultimately what you want in your preparation is to put your team in more positions than the opponent. If you've done that, right, then you're feeling pretty good about the performance. But you're not feeling good about the result today because with 3 shots on goal, he scored 2 goals.
Caleb, can you talk a little about how the new addition has made some big plays here today? Derek with his first goal for the team.
Yeah.
Hugo subbed in for Nat Borchers and looked really comfortable with Jermaine despite never playing before, so just some of the positives you took away.
Yeah, I mean, the positive is simple. Again, we played better than they did, and the stats show that, right? We had far more chances. I can't remember a chance they had second half. The 1/2 chance where Keane hit it off a volley. Other than that, they had nothing. So that's a positive. The negative is we lose this game and lose 3 points because we lose a couple plays that really should not be given up.
Do you think that's the kind of thing that's a bit easier when you're healthy on the back line and you've got Red Line?
No doubt. Yeah, obviously. I mean, you put quality in positions to make plays, and you look at Zardes, as a U.S. national team player, pulled off a play, off the end of a pretty good run by Boateng, who's a nice young player. And the first goal is Dos Santos, kind of skins Zarek and gets a cross in, and, Keane pulls on the shoulder, and you know what I mean? So those are, again, going back to how simple this game is, it's a team, box to box, and the better you play, you get in positions, but then it's players in moments that make plays. And that's attackers and defenders, and ultimately the quality in those positions, in those moments, comes down to the players. And ultimately, yeah, I mean, I think, Rizzi probably makes that play. I'll be honest with you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep, thanks, guys.